Okay, hello everybody. This is your boy Max here, and today we're going to cover the Arsenal team as a preview for the upcoming season. As you can see, I've put over here some of the players from the Arsenal team, along with the transfers in and out so far, and today is August the 10th. The season is starting tomorrow. Lots to look forward to. Very excited to get this going. So we'll start by dissecting the Arsenal team who finished second last year. And as we all remember, they led for most of the season before succumbing to more or less either a stage fright sort of situation or just a lack of experience to finish off the season on a high. And at for most of the season they were on top before City came right at the end. So to combat that sort of tail end downfall, they've signed Declan Rice in midfield. Of course, Granit Xhaka has left, so Declan Rice sort of comes in to sort of take over that role, mixed with Kyle Havertz as well. So Kai Havertz signed from Chelsea, didn't really work out there as a false nine or a striker or a number 10. He played a variety of roles, never got fully settled. So Arsenal think they can do something with him. Clearly, is he is in Arteta's plans, and with Gabriel Jesus's injury to start the season, I feel that Kai Havertz could become that important piece right at the start that we need to consider. Apart from that, of course, a very smart signing and a very great future potential in Jurien Timber from Ajax for about 35 million pounds. So he's played left back for most of the preseason that I've seen, mostly because you have Saliba and Gabriel as a center back pairing to start the season. You have Ben White, who did well at that right back sort of position. He had many assists. He scored a couple of goals. So, of course, knowing Zinchenko is missing the start of the season, so you have Timber who will slot in straight away at that left back position. So, lots of outgoings. As I mentioned earlier, you have Granit Xhaka that left. You have Niles, whose contract had expired, and he was a free agent for most of the summer before Lyon just signed him. Matt Turner has just left recently as well to become Nottingham Forest's number one goalie. The rest of the team here from the departures that you can see, and not too many familiar names. Pablo Mari never really got a look in at Arsenal, nor did Austin Trusty. So some smart dealings here by Arsenal. I think it's fair to say that this names transfers in at the moment. We haven't seen the unveiling of David Raya, but he's going to be joining Arsenal fairly shortly to give more competition to Aaron Ramsdale. So as you can see with these signings, they're very intelligent ones. You have Jurien Timber, Declan Rice, and soon to be David Raya. So you could see the control Arteta is trying to build around midfield and defense. So try and concede fewer goals, keep more possession. And of course, with Kai Havertz, he's brought in a person who's very versatile, as well as is able to play that sort of role in the event of missing players. So as you can see, Gabriel Jesus is missing at the start, so Kai Havertz could potentially take that position. And then we have some other players on the fringes. So can't say Trossard is a fringe player because he's done pretty well in preseason. Will he start the season? There's a good chance if Arteta goes in with a really strong lineup. We'll go through the formation shortly below, but the focus is on mostly Nottingham Forest in the next game. You have Eddie Nketiah, who's definitely banging at the door. Folarin Balogun, of course, lots of interest in the young striker. He might potentially be leaving. And of course, a few other French players like Emil Smith Rowe still didn't get a much of a look in after his injury last season. Fabio Vieira possibly um, could have a good season. It just depends on if he's able to really push his case. And then, of course, you have the others. So just quickly here, we have the potential formation is mostly a back four that is preferred by Arteta. You have, as I mentioned, to start the season, Timber will most likely play left back against Nottingham Forest. You have Gabriel and Saliba as the center back pairing. You have Ben White playing as the first choice right back. And to be honest, in the Community Shield, you could see why Partey and Rice were partnered together for Nottingham Forest. Rice could easily take that position of Partey. You could see Leandro Trossard play that role that Rice was playing a bit further up, and the rest of the team should stay more or less the same, unless, of course, Eddie Nketiah is preferred over Kai Havertz. But otherwise, a fairly settled team. Of course, Gabriel Jesus will be missed, but I think the quality is there in this team. They've built some good depth. They will have to compete in Champions League, and a lot of focus on such games means that coming back to play in the Premier League and does not become easy, especially if you go further on in from the group stages into the round of 16, etc. So if this team can stay fit and Zinchenko and Jesus are injury prone, there might be a lot of pressure on Havertz, Rice to start the season. But if they can keep fit and also potentially sign some players in January, like they missed out on earlier this year when they were on top. They could have strengthened. They only signed Trossard. They could have signed Ronaldo. They could have signed somebody to keep that title under lock. But so that's where Timber and other folks like David Raya, Rice, Havertz will come into play. But overall, a good transfer window for Arsenal. They are definitely looking at that top three. Will it be enough to challenge Manchester City? I think the gap has definitely reduced, but will it be enough to win the title if they're fully fit? Only time will tell. As of now, I think they will still miss out on the title. This team is probably primed to make that title challenge from next year onwards. Once they get used to Champions League and used to the higher expectations and potentially a few more signings to strengthen their bench. So my prediction for Arsenal this season will probably be end at number three, um, and that is for the aforementioned reasons. Like I said, lots of competitions, high expectations, pressure. They will drop points here and there, and yeah, I have them at number three to end the season. Thank you.